US federal employees making banknote errors on purpose? That could very well be happening, and people are making a ton of money on these mistakes. We're going to go over banknotes that you can find either out in circulation or at your local bank that are worth a whole lot more money than their face value. Without any further ado, let's hop into this video and go over this $10 bill that someone turned into $94. So this $10 bill got graded by PCGS at a 35. That tells us immediately that this $10 bill was out in circulation, it was in pocket change, people were handling it, folding it, before someone noticed that, hey, this is actually an error note. There's a big cutting error on this bill. There's a good probability that that flap there that you see was folded over for a very long time, and then someone noticed it and unfolded it and said, hey, this is actually really rare. If the condition was better and it was caught earlier, it would have sold for a lot more money than $94. Now, when you're looking at the back of this $1 bill, you wouldn't imagine why it sold for $210, but let's look at that back plate number. That is an internal number for the Bureau of Engraving and Printing employees to say, hey, this is where this specific bill was located on a printing plate, so they know for bookkeeping purposes what's going on. Now, if you have a banknote where the backplate number is in a different location on your $1 bill, like it's to the right of Ingalby Trust, or if it's completely missing, that could mean you have a very rare and valuable $1 bill. When you flip this bill over to the front, you can see this is what we call an obstructed printing error. So something was in the way of the printing press during the printing production, and it completely obstructed the print. That is very cool. It's a very collectible error. Now you may be thinking to yourself, wow, I can just get an eraser and erase it and make it look like this. That's really not the case. A company like PMG knows exactly what to look for when it comes to altered bills, and this is a genuine example, or else it wouldn't be in their holder. Now, PMG and PCGS have been around for a very long time. They're very trustworthy, and there's a 100% money back guarantee if you buy a bill in their holder and it is indeed counterfeit or a fake altered error. That pretty much never happens, or they wouldn't still be in business today. Do keep in mind that printing errors like this are pretty rare, but you can find them, guys. I mean, this one got the 35 grade, which again tells us that this banknote is out there in circulation. In pocket change, people had no idea what they were looking at until someone said, hey, this is actually really rare, let's hold on to this, keep it safe, because they sold it for $210. $264 for this $20 bill. Again, it's a 35, which means it's in really poor condition, guys. It may not look like it, but there's a bunch of folds on this $20 bill, which means it was out there in the cash register at your local bank, and it's a really small detail that you got to look closely to see. So I'll give you a big hint, but before that, look at the back. You're going to see a little stamp on the right hand side. That is absolutely nothing. That is a third party that was done by someone. I mean, I could get a little stamp and do the same thing and call it a rare error. That is not the case. That is a bad thing. That decreases the value of the banknote. But the little hint I'll give you is that this is on the front of the bill. This is a 2017 series, which means it's relatively brand new. It is somewhere on the front of the bill. It's a small detail that can be very easily missed, and it can mean the difference of hundreds of dollars. So go ahead and leave a comment down below telling us if you found it or not. It's okay if you didn't see it, but here it is. So I want you to pay attention to these serial numbers. Do you see if they're the same or not? Well, if you haven't noticed already, the last digit is a different digit. At the top left, it's a D. At the bottom right, it's an F. This is what we call a mismatched suffix error. $20 bill. That's why it sold for $264. Now, if you have one of these bills, what should you do? First of all, we recently updated our completely free coin and currency ebook that goes over coin and currency handling, grading, values, and much more information. It's over 36 pages. It's completely free. You can get it down below. No strings attached whatsoever. We just want to give back to the community because of everything you guys have done for us. We want to continue to grow and give positive, good knowledge out there and not any fake news like we're seeing online today with a bunch of coin YouTube channels, unfortunately. But let's go to the next bill. So this one, when you're looking at the front of it, you'd say, okay, this is a 1934 $10 bill. It's in pretty beat up condition. Again, this is a very fine 30, lots of folds. This one sold for $720, and it's only when you flip it over to the back, you'll see this is an inverted back error, which makes me think, wow, how does something like this happen? Back in the day, this has to have been done on purpose. They fed the sheet in completely wrong. A federal employee might have thought, hey, this would be a funny little trick to do, so they did this. Now here's the thing. Today, people at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, they could very easily, intentionally make error notes like this and sell them online for a lot of money. Now, we're not recommending you do anything like that because that would be fraud. That would be illegal. You don't want to do anything that is against the law. That's the last thing we want for you to do. However, what's stopping someone from actually doing that? Nothing. Someone could literally just go into their job who's getting paid however much money they're actually getting paid, which is probably minimum wage at a printing facility based upon, what rank you are, flipping paper money all day. And they're like, man, I'm really bored of my job. I don't like this. I had a bad day yesterday. My boss is mad at me. I'm just going to make some error notes. Why not? It'll be fun. Then before you know it, they're slipping those banknotes into their personal collection at home. And then come to find out, 5, 10, 20 years later, they're selling them online for thousands and thousands of dollars. It's very possible that something like this happens, but it's just kind of the reality. This example sold for $720. So when you're looking at the back of the bill, nothing too obvious. You can see there's a ton of folds on this banknote. Went out into circulation, no one knew about it. Sold for $1,800, but it's when you flip the bill over to the front, you'll see that, wow, there is what's called a double print error happening to the second print. So if you didn't know, during the printing process of paper money, the back of the bill is always going to be the first print. The second print is what you see here that's doubled, and the third and final print is the overprint, which is the areas on the front that you do not see that are doubled. The district and treasury seal, the serial numbers, and the district numbers around the bill. Pretty cool, right? Well, if you have one, this one's over $1,800. $2,040 for this really mutilated 1985 $5 bill. I like how the examples we showed in this video are very circulated. These are banknotes that are just out there. The crazy part about this banknote is if you fold it back to its original position, it's gonna probably look like a normal $5 bill. To make it look like this, you have to unfold it to make it appear this way. So when this banknote was being produced, there was a mistake on the sheet of bills that was folded up, and then they printed on top of the folds, causing this look. This is what we call a printed fold error, and that's why it sold for $2,040. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about paper money grading, then we have a completely free ebook down below. Check that out, and we'll see you in the next video.